Alright guys, welcome back for, the second VOD at least today, where the initial drafting got cut off because of a remake. There was an accidental mispick here. And as I spent some time theory crafting about Dampier, well, it turns out Dampier was supposed to be a Tundra. So here we are. I'm Zyori, with me is Min. We're in the round of 16. OGSY facing off against GuC here. Yeah, in the round of 16. It's where we're at. So, Min, as we talked about in the last version of this VOD, these are two teams that we've actually become quite comfortable with here on the GuC SEA channel. OGSY we actually got to see earlier today, and they won in good fashion. And GuC, a team we've seen a fair bit. I believe they've made it to the finals of a couple of different events that we've covered, and they are looking pretty good. How are you feeling, sir, coming into this round of 16 match?
Yeah, and like what I said the previous VOD, and I'm really looking forward to this match. Well, these both teams skill, we know them. They are really good players, and well, they are coming against each other, and well, it's gonna be a great show. And popcorn's ready, and gotta see this. Who gonna take this home?
Popcorn ready indeed, and this is the first time that we're seeing football bubbles, and look how cute he is. I love that little hairstyle he's got. That is the most adorable thing I have ever seen. I've seen some cute stuff in my day. There are a lot of dogs at my house that are fluffy and cute, but that Bubbles, man, I'm glad I bought that skin earlier. I don't have many skins on Garena, but wow, that is just so cute. Oh, his shirt says Bubbles on the back. Oh god, man, I'm in love. How adorable.
Yeah, and he's very tiny at all.
He is. Look how small he is. Look at that. That ball's the size of his head. It's incredible. Oh, man. So let's take a look at these rosters here. Up in the top lane, we're going to have Tofu playing Moon Queen here for GuC, facing off against Shadow on the Tundra for OGSY. In the mid, it's going to be Solo Bubbles going up against the Solo Meraxis. And in the bottom, it's going to be on Try. We've got Forsaken Archer Magnus and Aluna going toe-to-toe against Draconis, Glaciist, and Behemoth. So an interesting tri-lane here. Both of them 2 range, 1 melee, and of course both primary farming recipients are ranged. So a lot of parallels here in this tri-lane. A lot of stuns as well. I think this Legion tri-lane might have a slightly easier time staggering these stuns as far as landing that crippling volley and all 3 of them. Oh, and here we go. They're going to start off. They're going to go straight on Draconis. A beautiful fissure going to keep Forsaken Archer from getting that volley onto Draconis. Is she going to be able to make it happen, though? Draconis going to man up a little bit. He's going to get caught in the volley, but will be able to survive. So Behemoth going to be the hero right here, keeping his good buddy Draconis the Dragon alive. And we see all the supports instantly popping potions, mana and health potions alike. Nice power throw. Going to knock that health potion off of Draconis. And we'll see the action is going to continue. Look at this aggressive posture. The Forsaken Archer volley going to connect with Draconis. That Fissure not quite as good as the last. The Lava Surge going to connect. Draconis very well may fall right here. Power throw going to be able to finish him off. And that'll be a kill for Aluna. Very nicely done for this Legion team. And boy, do they have an aggressive tri-lane. Wow.
Yes, I really like their tri-lane. It's very offensive as well as defensive, so it works both ways. And I really like Magnus. One thing in a tri-lane, his stun is so instant, and it's wow. Okay, drop that topic. Magnus is in big trouble, but he will be able to go off by there. Nice, he hit the tree and passed through the tree down there, but nonetheless, nice block coming out from Behemoth attempt at least. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely right. The Behemoth so far has had good blocks. The problem with Behemoth is that low mana pool early on. And we talked about Hiroki, I guess, in the VOD portion that got cut off. He's generally a carry player, so to speak. And, you know, we've seen him play support a few times, or support-esque heroes. And, again, his Plague Rider games really stood out to me as sort of what happens when Plague Rider gets a lot of solo farm. And it turns out that Plague Rider actually can do a little bit of semi-carrying in the mid-game if farm allows. In the mid here, it's going to be a race for that Haste Rune. Bubble's going to be the one to grab it. Is he going to be able to turn something around here onto Meraxis? Nope, doesn't look like it. He's just going to keep playing with that little soccer ball there. Oh, this is so cute. I just can't get over it. So anyway, talking about Behemoth though, and this is one of the problems that he has right now. The low mana pool as well. You know, in the tri-lane environment, he doesn't bring that much to the table. I mean, really good fissure blocks can make him powerful, but they're kind of limited. You throw one, and he's going to be dry until he uses a potion. So it's one of those things. Yes, he's a powerful hero, but he needs a lot of farm, a lot of big items, and really quite a bit of experience to really shine. So we'll see how it works out for him. Let's take a look at some of the gold farm here. It seems the Forsaken Archer tri-lane working much better in the way of creep farm. Forsaken Archer 14-3. And Draconis here only 6-1, so unfortunately Draconis really not getting the best farm in this tri-lane here. And in situations like this could be the beginning of a downward spiral for GuC, as Draconis is not only underfarmed in the way of gold, but also underfarmed in the way of experience, thanks to the tri-lane. So hopefully they can make something happen here. Needs to do something at this point.
Yeah, that's right. So, well, compared to Behemoth and Magmus, I would prefer Magmus more than Behemoth because one thing, yes, definitely his fissure will set up good position and will be able to assist his teammate to actually, if he managed to block. So, but well, it's really, really risky. I mean, if you actually block your own teammate instead of blocking the enemy heroes, that's really one big issue you need to take consideration of. So, well, compared to Behemoth, I would prefer Magmus. Magmus stuff is so fast and it's so efficient. It almost like an immediate stun and it's really hard to miss. And yeah, that's why I would prefer the Legion tri-lane more than the Hellborn tri-lane. But yeah, they had a Draconis, so Draconis is known as a good carry hero that goes well with a tri-lane, so perhaps might be able to set something up right here.
Oh, and yeah, volley gonna come out, and the follow-up not gonna be there. Magma's gonna throw the Lava Surge onto Glacius. Fissure gonna come out, and that'll be the end of Forsaken Archer, so the kill does come out for GuC. They may be able to turn this around onto Magmus as well. Aluna goes down. Wow, look at that pause on Aluna right there. She's just got struck down in the field of battle. Look at that, man. She's just about to keel over. That is intense, man. They couldn't have paused that at a better time. I kind of want to screenshot this right now. What's the hotkey to get my screen off? Is it Alt Z, F12? Oh no, we don't.
F5.
Oh, F5? No. Oh shoot.
It's F5. It will save to your folder.
Ah shit, man. I just screwed something out, man. There's the shit. There's this. All right, hold on. I gotta change one of these hotkeys. It's really hard to explain if like you don't know what my overlays look like. So there we go. All right, sorry about that, guys. It DX3 and hotkeys. I'm about to screenshot this bad boy right here. That's just pretty sick. Look at that. Oh, poor Luna. I'm gonna submit that in a screenshot contest. You wait, man. Okay, so there we go. So Luna got killed here, and that's going to be 2 kills in favor of the Hellborn. And Magmus, I don't know if he's going to be able to survive this. Glacius does not have enough mana for a slow. Let's see, is he close? Not quite. Okay, they might be able to get Magmus. It's going to be close. I don't know. It'll be a toss-up. We'll see how sneaky Magmus is. Well, he does have 9 charges on the battery, so he could probably pop that and Lava Surge away if it gets sticky.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think they will be able to get the Magmus kill because one thing, he had the battery and he had his stem buff off cooldown. So unless a Behemoth activate his battery and will do a stun on Magmus, so it will be a kill. But if he on his battery and just Lava Surge away, then he'll be safe. So yeah.
And Aluna crashing again. You know, I don't know. This LAN cafe really is.
Yeah, that's one thing that we often mention, that we don't really like to play at LAN cafe, and we prefer to use our home workstation to play on instead. So, I mean, we feel more comfortable and more security when we are at home playing using our own keyboard and mouse. I mean, yeah, you can bring your mouse over there, but I don't think anyone will go to the extent to bring their whole keyboard there. So,
really, the players don't bring their keyboards. I'd bring my Black Widow, man. It ain't Han if it ain't on a Black Widow.
I seen some of them actually make the effort to bring the whole keyboard there, but I just find it a bit. I mean, it's quite well. You bring a keyboard and
Jeez.
yeah, like going for a war. You understand that the mouse and the keyboard.
Well, I mean, I think of it more that hopefully your computer at home isn't made of cheese, as these LAN center computers seem to be.
Yeah.
I mean, oh god, if a Luna crashes again here halfway through this load, I'll be a little bit like upset. And one thing I just noticed as well, you seen Bubbles' attack animation with the football one? It's a bunch of yellow and red cards. That's so cute. This skin just keeps getting better and better. Look at Bubbles in mid. Look at those little red cards there.
Yep, I saw it. I think he's a referee or something.
That's so good. At first I thought his attack animation was bugged for me. I was like, why is it all glittery like that? Now that it's paused, I can actually see it's yellow cards and red cards. That's good. Right. There we go. So Magnus is going to use the mana battery straight away, and he's not even going to have to Lava Surge. He'll be able to just get away. No problem. Behemoth actually did have enough for a fissure, but of course not gonna burn it. Up here in the top, let's just take a look at the GPM charts, how everyone else is doing. In the top lane, Tundra actually leading the way in farm. He is 21 and 14, and Moon Queen here only 9 and 6. So Tundra with a hatchet, just a little bit too much for Moon Queen to handle, it would seem, in the last hit department, and that's definitely a little bit rough. Moon Queen going level 2 Lunar Glow, so she is trying to buff up that auto attack damage a little bit, but Tundra just doing a little bit of a superior job at the moment. In the mid lane here, let's take a look at Bubbles Meraxes. Meraxes 18 and 2. We see our referee Bubbles 24 and 10. So relatively even mid lane. Of course, Bubbles is slightly ahead. And we do have an incoming gank here. Behemoth going to set it up. A beautiful fissure stun. The Kelpfield going to come out as well, though Meraxes going to get the Quake off. He's going to be able to sip that bottle. I think Meraxes is going to be able to survive this. So kind of unfortunate there wasn't enough follow-up. Perhaps Bubbles didn't have to get quite up in his face like that. But a noble effort, unfortunately, not going to result in a kill. Meraxes hoping to fish his wish for a 6-minute rune up here. Bubbles got the first 2. I got a haste and a regen, I believe. Let's see. It's going to be bottom. And Meraxes may pay his own life for that bit of curiosity. And, one more attack ought to do it. Moon Queen not going to be able to finish it off. Bubbles, wow, he's going to get taken up by the neutrals. Very nicely done by Meraxes right there. I don't know why Moon Queen turned around. She may have been able to get that auto attack off, and that does hand him a free deny. So a bit of a misplay there from our Hellborn side, but in the grand scheme of things, I guess not the biggest misplay in the world. No one got killed.
Yeah, definitely. I think because Moon Queen does not have any shields and Meraxes has a red shield, so I think he gave up on changing. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say. Because Meraxes turned the corner, all Moon Queen had to do was get sight. She may have been able to do it. I don't know that that's a cut and dry. Should have gone for it, but you're exactly right. Without the boots, I can see the motivation for Moon Queen to say, never mind, he's gone. I'm never going to catch him. That's a good point. So, hard to say. Bubbles was there, but still. Still, Meraxes felt the pain, so not a total loss. Still a good thing for the Hellborn side. They don't profit on it quite as much, but that does set Meraxes back a little bit more. So he is going to be chipping away at Bubbles even more so here in the mid lane. XP per minute looks like Draconis is recovering a little bit in the farm department, but still not quite on par with Forsaken Archer.
Yeah, definitely, because if you try with a Draconis and you don't really set up early kills, then you will not be able to fully capitalize with his early ability, because I mean Draconis himself have quite a high amount of burst damage if his supporter supports him well in the tri-lane. So yeah, I mean, I think the lanes are quite pushed up and they aren't able to set up any kills that much, so unless they die for the tower, which is really risky. I mean,
right.
Tundra could just port down. He has a portal in his inventory, so it would be not wise to actually just dive through the tower.
Yeah, and you're exactly right about the kills on Draconis here. I mean, sort of that's what's keeping him afloat. He's 2-1, Forsaken Archer 0-1 right now. So Archer's creep score is hugely different. 38 and 11 on Archer, and only 16 and 1 on Draconis. So a big difference right there. Let's take a look at XP per minute. And well, nothing too groundbreaking, I suppose. Tundra having a really nice start in this game, though. He's leading the way on experience per minute as well as gold per minute. And that is really scary. We've talked about Tundra quite a bit. In many a case, he is banned, in a lot of games at least. And as we've said many a time, a very high skill cap hero. But in the hands of a skilled Tundra player, he can be devastating, especially if he gets a start like this. I imagine he's going to have a fairly timely portal key in this game. And if he continues to stay kind of a level up as he is here, I don't know. This Hellborn team may be hard-pressed to deal with this Tundra effectively.
Yeah, definitely. As we can see, Moon Queen is really hard, having a hard time at the top lane against Tundra, and that's not what you really want it to happen, because Moon Queen really needs the farm, and Tundra does not really need any item, but once he had the level, which is level 6, and he has his first skill and his cold shoulder max out, he can really do a high number of burst damage. So yeah,
I mean, right now he could really do a lot of damage to Moon Queen, but we're going to hold that thought, 'cause in the bottom lane we see some initiation. Forsaken Archer taking a bit of damage. Magma's going to go in with the Lava Surge. I think Magma's going to pay the ultimate price here. Yeah, he's going to fall. The Blazing Flight just doing a bit too much damage. Aluna probably going to fall here as well. She's going to use the Mana Battery. Tundra going to port down, though. There's the Avalanche. Behemoth going to fall. As you were mentioning, a beautiful port, and that is going to turn things around. Bubble's going to come in, though. There's the Kelp Field. I think Aluna may go down here, and down she goes, but he is going to get caught by a volley. Bubbles does have a take cover, but not going to have a Shell Surf for another 3 seconds. Looks like he will be able to get away. Magnus is back. Kind of a chaotic team fight, but of course the Hellborn team coming out a bit ahead there, leading the game now 4-2, though still trailing in the overall gold break-even experience. But their lanes still aren't farming quite as well as this Legion, despite their favorable kill advantage.
Yeah, definitely. So right now the Hellborn team actually had the kill advantage, but the if you look at the GPN chart, it seems that it's really fairly even, I mean, for both sides of the team. So this is gonna be a drag game, and it really depends that whether Forsaken Archer will be able to outfarm the 2 carries from the opposite team, which is Moon Queen and Draconis. So the Legion team really doesn't want, I mean, to drag this game, because it's really bad for them. If they had they have to face a Draconis and a Moon Queen. It's not really that thing that they want to do. So perhaps got to end this as soon as possible.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and the problem that they might run into here is that they don't have a lot of pushing power. I mean, they have a great mid-game team. Of course, Forsaken Archer will carry a little bit, but their real edge is just going to come from kind of positional advantages. In the mid-game, they're going to have to take a couple of really good team fights and rely on tower pushing just based on positive team fights. And although that's very possible, is not necessarily the easiest thing to achieve in many cases. So we'll see how they fare. It's going to all come down to these team fights, and right now they're not off to a great start on that front. This Hellborn team, all they need to do is play defense. Like you said, the longer this game goes on, the better it's going to benefit them, or the more it's going to benefit them. So yeah, absolutely right. Up in the top lane, Tundra going to get taken out. That's going to be a Moon Queen ulti mixed with a Glacius Freeze, and a relatively easy kill onto Shadow. So there you go, make that 2-5. Adding to the Hellborn lead here. Well, I guess it's still even, plus 500 gold for the Legion, minus 500 experience for the Legion, but still very nicely done up in the top lane. An easy kill there for Moon Queen.
Yeah, definitely. So, like what I've said just now, even though they had really lots of, 2 carries, and they have the Legion team only have 1 carry, which is Forsaken Archer, but they had really a lot of crowd control. They had like Magma stun, Moraxa stun, Immobilize come from Forsaken Archer, and we dropped this first at the mid lane. Magma faces some trouble, but he able to level Surge away. So yeah, I mean, Creeping Volley is an Immobilize stun, so Aluna had a stun as well as Tundra had the Avalanche, which is a stun as well. So the Legion team had really quite a fair amount of crowd control compared to the Hellborn team. So they really will stand out throughout the mid game. So it really depends on how they're going to control this game and make this game theirs. So yeah, it's
Exactly.
totally up to them.
I absolutely agree with you, sir. And in the mid game, it's just going to be all about the right timing. When they get those core items and they make it happen, before there's sort of that window of opportunity where the Hellborn team is going to have two carries that are, sort of underfarmed or yet to really blossom, and they're going to be really susceptible to those stuns that you were just talking about. Certainly before the Shrunken Heads come out is going to be the time for OGSY to really shine in this game. Now, Tundra was sort of an interesting opener here, and Glacius in the bottom lane going to get caught, and he's actually going to go down to the Lava Surge from Magmus, and that'll be an easy kill. Luna going to go ahead and throw down this ward of Rev, and going to get a nice ward kill right there. Always a morale booster when you successfully counter ward like that. But Tundra going Helm of the Black Legion first, before boots, before portal key. What are your thoughts here, man? Generally speaking, I like to see at least Steam Boots come out onto Tundra because he can be so aggressive with that movement speed. Very defensive Tundra build. I'm not sure how I feel about it.
Well, from what I think, Tundra, we don't normally play as a tanker. So, because for Tundra, right, in competitive game where you just avalanche and your job is done. So, basically, you just need to cast your ult on the correct hero, and basically that's just it. And at the Congo pit area, there's a little engage coming through. Luna is in big trouble, and he's definitely go down. Dragon Blast come out from Draconis, and Moraxus is in big trouble, pursued by Draconis, but I think he'll be safe from there, from his ultimate, and yeah, there we go. So yeah, from what I said just now, Tundra, he's actually like, you out the correct hero and your job is done. So if you can carry, then it's really good. Yeah, and if any hero can carry in the game, that is definitely a good sign. So I will not really recommend on early Helm of the Black Legion, but yeah, I will go for your idea, like go for a Steam Boots instead.
Yeah, I like the early Steam Boots. The extra attack speed early on as well as the movement speed really just opens up a lot of doors for him, especially against the Moon Queen. She's so fast. She starts at it was her base 320. Yeah, so she's a quick hero to begin with, and you need those Steam Boots to try and keep up with her, in my humble opinion. We did see a nice kill onto Glacius from Forsaken Archer, pretty straightforward. Volley straight into piercing arrows, but no hesitation, and was a very easy kill onto poor level 5 Glacius. Speaking of other items in this game, we see Forsaken Archer now has the Sustainer complete, so the farm that she's been able to pick up down here in the bottom lane is starting to pay off a little bit. Now the leading farmer in the game has surpassed that of Tundra, and the only one above 300 GPM, so that is great news for the Legion side. Meraxis has also just picked up his portal key, and perhaps part of Tundra's reasoning for going that more defensive build is because they have Meraxis. He farmed a little bit better, well, maybe not better, but was able to farm in that mid lane without having to go those tanky items, and he's got the portal key, so perhaps that sort of reasoning, well, he'll be able to do the initiation, I don't need to rush that portal key, I can take the safer route and count on you to start these fights where it will be very easy for me to follow up with the cold shoulder. I don't know. Food for thought. Maybe I'm thinking a little too far into it, but yeah, seeing the portal key on Meraxis nice and early does sort of cover the gap where normally you'd want Tundra playing that initiation role, but I think Meraxis will be able to do that just fine here at the 16-minute mark.
Yeah, definitely. So, well, like we in the past we said this before about Moraxis getting portal key as the first item because of his low mana pool, so we don't really recommend him to actually get portal key this early, unless like he gets Steam Boots, Intel Steam Boots, so it makes his mana pool much more, because right now he's only enough mana to actually blink, do a quick, and the out. That's all. Nothing much, nothing more, nothing less. So that's a bit of consideration that he needs to take well. And he really needs to manage his mana at this point of time. So yeah, that's one thing he needs to take note.
Yep, absolutely right. Portal key before Steam Boots on Meraxis never really seems to work that well. for exactly the reason you just described. And part of the difference here, we see that portal key on Meraxes. He's had it for a minute and a half now, and he's yet to use it. So far, he's just been continuing to static farm, and that's fine. You know, you could argue there aren't too many opportunities, but Tundra with a portal key, I mean, that's a kill right there. Tundra, well, if he gets that portal key before that they know that he has it, that is a free kill. If he catches Glacius or really any of the squishy heroes on this Hellborn side, which is most of them except Draconis, that's a kill. Tundra going to get caught here, though, and that's a beautiful Moon finale, exactly what they were looking for. Another easy kill onto Tundra. If he had that portal key, he may have been able to blink out before that initiation started when things got sticky. Helm of the Black Legion not going to be enough to save you from a full Moon finale. So very unfortunate for Tundra in that top lane. Some of that tilt that he had is going to disappear now. That he was doing well in that top lane. As we saw, he was greatly out farming Moon Queen, but now going 0-2 and handing her 2 kills. The tables have turned. Moon Queen's now pulled ahead around 260 GPM, and poor Shadow is dipped down to about 235. It's amazing what a couple of kills can do. Moon Queen going to be able to follow up now and get a tier 1 tower kill, the first of the game. It's going to be a nice little pick-me-up here for the Hellborn side. Going to pull him ahead by both the gold and experience margin for the first time in this game, and Moon Queen actually now leading the way in gold farm for the Hellborn side. In the mid lane, we do have some initiation. Magma's going to be in a little bit of trouble, though Bubbles may very well be the first to fall. He's going to be able to shell surf out. He's going to be okay. Who will be the first to fall? It is indeed going to be the Magmas. Now Behemoth going to get caught in a bit of a sticky wicket. Down he goes. That's going to make it a 1-for-1. And is that going to be the end of this fight? It looks like it may. Bubbles going to sip up that bottle. I guess he had a regeneration in that bottle because he is back at full health, and I'm not sure how. Going to throw the shell surf, and this Hellborn team may lose a tier 1 tower in the mid. Nope, looks like OGSY is just going to go ahead and disengage here and head back to friendly territory. So really kind of a break-even fight right there. A 1-for-1. Hellborn team still leading 8-5 here, just about 20 minutes in.
Yep, that's right. So we can see that the Legion team actually starts to grow offensive, and they are really aggressive right now, and this is what they should be. Moraxus already had his portal key, so do not waste the chance and make full use of it. So if not, it's really pointless to get an early portal key. So yeah, and Forsaken Archer already finished her now stone, so he will be quite tanky and will have a good amount of mana pool to be able to spam the creeping volley to assist the farm.
Exactly right. The early null stone I think is probably a good choice here. Need some of that survivability, but as you said, the regeneration of course is going to allow her to farm a little bit more aggressively. She's going to pick up a lot of free farm down here in the bottom lane while this Hellborn side gets ready to push this tier 1 tower in the mid lane. And Magmus, ooh, he may be a little too far forward here. He's going to get caught, and down he goes. Revealed himself just a bit too early, and unfortunately that's just going to be a free kill for GuC here. Forsaken Archer going to pour it in. Probably not the best idea. She could have continued to pressure this bottom lane and actually could have taken this tower. Instead, she's going to hand over a free deny. Oh, bit of a misplay from Archer there. She's going to port mid to run all the way back bottom. There's so much free farm available for her there, and she's going to throw it away. So, well, going to slow down the cost effectiveness of that exchange a little bit. And again, that positioning from Magmus not so hot. Behemoth going to get caught in the mid lane here. Draconis very well may fall also. Perhaps not. He's going to turn around, actually get a little bit aggressive here. Moon Queen's going to come in, does have a Moon finale, but the fight will disengage. Not enough follow-up there. So again, getting back-to-back times, opposite sides of the coin. But oh, Bubbles, why did he take that shell surf? He could have just pounded Magmus in the face for one last auto attack.
Yeah, definitely. So I don't know why as well, but well, maybe a bit of misplay here and there. So, well, we can see that it seems the fight is front and forth, and we can't really tell that who is winning the game right now. But the Hellborn team actually had a bit of EXP and goal advantage right here. So
right.
It's a bit of really balanced game we can see right here. So
Yep.
well, hopefully until Behemoth get his portal key, everything it's gonna be real passive for the Hellborn team right now because they had 2 carries, so there's no reason for them to go aggressive this early, and they most probably going to drag this game as long as possible.
Yep, exactly right, and that's the thing right now. They don't really need to be aggressive, and this Legion team, they're sort of in a similar boat. They're getting at that point where they're going to have to make that magic happen soon, but I don't know that they're quite there, that they need to start forcing these fights. Archer now has a firebrand, so she's going to start to transition into a little bit more of a carry, and we see Shadow on Tundra getting pretty close to his portal key. Still on red boots, unfortunately, but is pretty damn close to that 2150 mark, and perhaps that will be kind of the green light for OGSY to really start getting aggressive here and start making their mark before the 2 hard carries on this Hellborn side start to take over a little bit. Forsaken Archer is a hop and a skip ahead of them, but that's not going to last. Eventually they will start to fall off. Draconis as well. I mean, we've seen plenty of Draconis farm, and we see this jungle completely cleared out. I don't think they've even really begun to tap into that huge farming power that Draconis can do, because there just hasn't been much stacking in the jungle. In the mid lane, did sort of catch the tail end of Bubbles getting taken out there. Unfortunately, situations like that, if you have that portal key and get engaged on, that's usually how it ends. That is a squishy Bubbles. So he is going to fall, and it very well may cost his Hellborn team their tier 1 tower in the mid. Down it goes. Forsaken Archer going to pick up that last hit. Pardon me. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. Still recovering from a mild sickness here. Just a little congested. So, Forsaken Archer continuing to boost up that farm, but again, this static play is, well, a little bit boring to try and do play-by-play with, but really just more advantageous of Team GuC here.
Yeah, so as we can see right now, OGSY is actually going to do a bit of pushing off the tower. So yes, and I totally agree, they should start doing this right now. Moraxus and Tundra already had their PK, so there's no reason to drag this game any further. They already had their potential and they had this game, so it's really time for them to do some action. So here we go.
Exactly right. Here we go indeed. They're going to start by taking out a nice tier 1 tower in the top lane. I think it's going to end up being just a tier 1 for tier 1 exchange. A couple of ports coming. Looks like 2 ports. Going to be Magmus Moraxus and, well, Forsaken Archer porting to the back tower. So it is not going to be an exchange, just a nice tower kill for the Legion side, and they're actually going to pull ahead in the gold lead now by about 3k. Not too shabby indeed, but they need to hang on to this momentum, try and keep it up here. Still want to see some portal key action. It seems like such a waste for Moraxus to grab a portal key that early and spend so much time just kind of static farming. I mean, Tundra kind of in a similar boat here. He's yet to use that portal key, at least for anything useful other than just blinking around the map. And they do have some nice aggressive wards up. I was just going to comment, maybe they should try some aggressive warding. We see one near the easy camp in the Hellborn jungle down by the red tome here as well. So if they catch anyone in the jungle, they'll have some opportunity to make it happen with all that initiation power. I think they have the right idea here. It's a matter of executing it, and actually just really solid ward coverage all over the map, especially for the Legion side, but ward coverage not too bad for GuC either. And speaking of the Devil, Glacier is going to throw one down right outside the Kong pit.
Yeah, definitely. So, like, they had a very good amount of ward coverage for the Legion team, as well as they have a Tundra player, so their Shiva will be able to do a lot of observation. And at the bottom lane, Bubbles managed to bring down Magmus, and wow, a red power throw by Aluna. Definitely, wow, that's a really nice take cover coming out from Bubbles, and he will be able to portal key away. No, but he will be able to shell surf away. Really nice play by Bubbles down there. Really nice juke. So
yeah, that haste run. That was a close call. I was going to say that Forsaken Archer volley was very nicely done. It's hard to catch a hasted hero, but beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Moon Queen going to get caught by the volley. She's going to blow the ulti. She's going to finish off the tower. She's going to BKB, ooh, but not going to be able to get the port. A noble effort, but unfortunately not going to be able to pull it off. However, Tofu does get that tier 2 tower, plus all of that free farm time before that fight engaged. So I think Moon Queen came out the victor there in the end, although Forsaken Archer was the one to pick up the kill. Yeah, so, well, perhaps not. I guess we'll label it a break-even exchange.
Yeah, so well, just now Moon Queen had a little bit of misplay. He activated his stronger hit a bit late until he is a bit deep red, then he execute his stronger hit. So it's a bit of pointless if you activate it so late, and you I mean, the moment you sense that you are in danger and engaged is coming for you, so you just activate it and just TP away. I mean, yeah, don't hesitate. You don't really want to save that 1 second and just cost your life. Wait, yeah.
Yep, exactly right. So the Legion team continuing to stay aggressive here. They're moving around, but warding for the Hellborn side is pretty good as well. Luna going to throw down a counter ward and get a ward of rev kill. So there is some coverage, though. So far, it seems that GuC has done a really good job mitigating this mid-game pressure. I mean, obviously, they're aware of the same things that they are, or they're aware of the same things that we are. They're going to win the late game. The carry advantage is in their favor, and they just need to survive this mid-game in the most cost-effective manner as possible. And so far, they're doing a phenomenal job. They're still leading in kills and finding pretty cost-effective exchanges. They are just going to go ahead and sacrifice this tier 2 tower in the mid lane, which I think is probably the right call here. They really don't want to force a fight if they don't have to. So this defensive play makes perfect sense. And on the flip side, the aggressive play from OGSY makes perfect sense as well. And getting that tier 2 in the mid is definitely a great pick. They're going to move down and try and pressure this tier 2 in the bottom, it looks like. And oh, just an illusion up there. Yeah. So all 5 here grouped up, ready to go. Portal keys in hand. Can they find the initiation that they're looking for here, Min? That is the question. Bubbles is off to the side, though. Bubbles is the one looking for that keen initiation. Tier 2 tower going to fall. No glyph going to be used. And that's going to be it. GuC going to go ahead and sacrifice another tier 2 back-to-back. It's going to make a nice 4K gold advantage for this Legion team. That's going to give Magnus his portal key. Throw Forsaken Archer over that 500 GPM mark, which is a little bit scary. You know, it's not out of the realm of reason that Forsaken Archer can carry this game. Again, in the late game, 30 minutes from now, yes, Moon Queen and Draconis will take over. But in the meantime, Forsaken Archer is more powerful than either of them going toe-to-toe. So it's a little bit scary. They're not out of the clear yet.
Yeah, definitely. So really, in this kind of game, we normally say we see the situation right now instead of the future. So right now, Forsaken Archer is sitting at 520 GPM, and that's the fact. And at the top, Moon Queen got caught by Morax's follow-up by the chain stance. Really well played there. So this is what they need. Catching the Hellborn team off guard and picking off them one by one. After that, make a push and get the tower. So this is what they are up to. So yeah.
Yes, indeed. All the while, though, Draconis is going to be able to take out a nice double-stacked Ancients here. So his farm continuing to increase, though still just a shadow of Forsaken Archer, who's now at about 525 GPM in the mid lane. Glacius going to get caught a bit too far forward. Bubbles very well may suffer the same fate. Down he goes. This is a one-way ticket for GuC to lose this game. They're starting to crumble in the mid-game. They were doing so well mitigating that pressure, but that is 3 kills in a matter of about 30 seconds that were fairly avoidable, but really just getting caught a little bit too far forward. Moon Queen without the good ward coverage, just kind of ricing away. And, well, the rest is kind of history here, so we'll see. I don't know that this Tier 3 tower is going to take too much damage. The glyph going to be used right away, and they're just going to line up and try and make something happen. Now, keep in mind, all of the ultimates are up for this Legion team. Magnus, unfortunately, doesn't have enough mana for that ulti, let alone ulti portal key, but look at all the mana potions. See, 4 heroes for this Legion team have mana potions on at the moment. They're just going to go ahead and take out this last remaining Tier 2 tower before breaking into the base, which, of course, in my opinion, is the smart play here. Definitely the safe play at the very least. I doubt GuC is going to put too much effort into defending this Tier 2 tower. If they can catch a good engage, they may go for it, but we'll see. We'll see how they choose to do this. Is there a portal key on Behemoth? There is indeed a portal key on Behemoth, and almost a Hellflower on Bubble. So they do have some initiation power. If Behemoth can make it happen, they may be able to take a fight. Of course, he's only level 8, so that level 1 ulti not going to be too powerful, but still the stun is powerful as an initiation tool. Creep's going to be able to take out the Tier 1 tower in the mid lane. favoring this Hellborn side, and it looks like they'll be able to defend this tier 2 by just keeping a team presence nearby.
Yeah, that's right. So it's not really wise for them to do an engage with the Legion team right now. Just look at their AoE. They had Moraxus as well as Magma's ultimate and piercing arrow by the Forsaken Archer. It will really wipe them out instantly, because right now only Moon Queen has the shrunken head. So yeah, it's really not wise for them to engage, and they should drag this as long as possible, because they had 2 carries, and without items, it's really the waste. I mean, Draconis right now only had a Now Stone. He has no damage output, but of course with his skills, I mean, his skills are really they really hurt a lot. And
there you
wow,
go.
Looks like
finishing up the shrunken head.
There we go.
So he is a little bit more powerful now, but I'm shocked at the lack of magic armor in the inventory of these Hellborn heroes right now. I mean, the only one with Mystic Vestments is Draconis. And given all that magic damage, again, Forsaken Archer, of course, she is a right-click auto-attack DPS hero, especially now that she has a Shrunken Head and a Geometer's Bane, but still, the Crippling Volley and Piercing Arrows do a considerable amount of magic damage. And Magmus, as well as Moraxus, a huge amount of magic damage output. Aluna as well. It just seems so warranted here for Shrunken Heads as well as Mystic Vestments on virtually every hero. Bubbles, though, once he gets that Hellflower, that will definitely be a pretty big pickup. Always is, and will help with some of this initiation. If he can get that Hellflower onto Forsaken Archer after the Nullstone's burned, before the Shrunken Head goes off, that could be huge, but a lot of caveats there that will need to be achieved by Bubbles to make that happen.
It's really hard because Bubbles does not have any single target spell which will be able to negate off the Nullstone, and looks like Magma's head hit 40. Wow, okay, Shrunken Head activated by Draconis, and nice Shockwave coming. Wow, just a lot of massacre, but Magmus missed his eruption and hits nothing. So Draconis is in big trouble, but he will be able to survive. Magmus will definitely go down as well by the Moon Finale of Moon Queen. So Bubbles will be go down as well, followed up by Quake from Moraxus, and Moraxus will go down here by Draconis and Moon Queen. And looks like the 2 carries are still alive, and they are going up against Forsaken Archer, and well,
gonna disengage. But yeah, wow. Talk about a chaotic team fight. I mean, both sides really got massacred. Only the carries survived, but I would call that, I mean, of course, 3 for 4, victorious for the Hellborn team, but just a huge fight right there. They did lose their tower, but still picked up a lot of really valuable kills, although they didn't end up getting Forsaken Archer in the end. They're still really in great shape. I think Moon Queen picked up an Assassin Shroud. No, he may have just sold it back. He does have 4k gold in the bank. So big plays for Moon Queen right there. Now 3, 2, and 1. That was a huge pick-me-up that he desperately needed. Behemoth as well. Got a pretty nice ulti off there to initiate that team fight. So sort of like what I was mentioning. Although only level 1 ulti doesn't do that much damage, he's still powerful for that stun mechanic. Getting up in the team fight really did a great job. So we'll see. The fact that this Hellborn team was able to hold may be a sign that the Legion side is starting to fall behind in the way of carry power. They took out all the outer remaining towers, but of course the true test of your mid-game strength is, can you break through to take out that tier 3 tower, and of course a lane of racks as well. And I don't know, that's going to be really tough. They're going to have to really just get a positive team fight for that to be the case, and it's going to have to be a little bit more convincing than the fight we saw right there. So they're going to go back to farming here, maybe get another round of core items, and I don't know, I think this Legion team would be well advised to continue pushing here and try and take out Arax as quickly as possible.
Yeah, definitely agree with you. I mean, well, the 3rd tier tower is always the most difficult one to actually get in because of the slope, where the slope actually blocks your fog of war, and you can't actually see anything if there's no vision inside the base. So it's really very important for the supports to actually plant a ward at somewhere near to, but not visible by the tower, so that you actually get the glimpse inside the base. So that's why it's really hard when you want to get into the base. And for right now, yes, I totally agree with you as well. They should not drag this game so long, and they should find opportunities to like actually catch any of the heroes and just push in.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, right now it's okay to sit back, rotate around, mix farm with pushing. I mean, it's you don't really want to suicide straight into their base. Perhaps Forsaken Archer could finish up the Savage Mace here. He does have the Slayer. I'm assuming it's going to be a Savage Mace. He does have the Slayer already, so finishing up that item could be huge to try and break into the base. So perhaps that's what they're waiting for. Again, that may be their green light to make it happen. Moon Queen with a double damage is going to port back to the base here, and preparing for an incoming push, but of course it is, well, not coming. So Forsaken Archer is damn close though to finishing up this Savage Mace. Moon Queen now finishing the Geometer's Bane, and Draconis with just about 3k in the bank. So he'll have to make an executive item choice pretty quickly here as well. And he very well may go for a Geometer's Bane as well at this point, to be perfectly honest. 3 Geometer's Bane, that's lots of illusions.
Yeah. So Bubbles also finished his Elf Flower, so definitely will be able to set up something on Forsaken Archer, where if Forsaken Archer gets Health Flower even before his Shrunken Head, so he'll be able to be burst out easily. So Forsaken Archer needs to be really careful about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Per usual, it's all about initiation power, and who gets that initiation with how many portal keys in this game? 4 portal keys? 5 portal keys across the 10 heroes in this match. It is definitely all about counter initiation as well as counter initiation, and who has the better of it. So we'll see. Positioning going to be so key in these upcoming team fights. Archer 1 creep kill off of that Savage Mace, though she may very well just wait. Generally speaking, people in this situation will wait to buy the item until they have enough pulled up for a buyback, just in case, but I don't know that they really want to wait that long. They're getting close to that timing that I was talking about. They are going to attempt Kongor here, and this is a very, very risky move. GuC has a Ward of Rev, or pardon me, does have, well, they have a Ward of Rev as well as a Ward of Sight here in the Kongor pit. Of course, they know what's going on, and they are going to pose a defense. That'll be enough to scare back OGSY.
Yeah, definitely. It is just a Congo attempt that want to draw the attention of Hellborn team to actually make them realize that, hey, we are attempting a Congo, so please come out and fight us. And well, they really know that it's not really wise to actually engage them right now, and they are really playing the turtle style, and they're really turtling in the base, so they won't engage if it's not necessary. So
yep.
If the Legion team really wants a Congo, they should actually consider to invest an eye. Then they can actually deward everything from the Hellborn team, so they will have totally no vision at the Congo pit. Yeah, that's one thing they will really want to consider.
Yep. Forsaken Archer has now finished the Savage Mace, though. So this again, if that was their green light, it's about time to make it happen. Meraxes does have an Arcana and will be presumably moving towards a Health Flower. I guess Tundra in the same boat here. He's got 1 Arcana. I can't imagine either of them will be picking up Spell Shards. So 2 Health Flowers will be on the way. Again, I don't know that they're going to want to wait that long. And they're going to try Kong again. Same story, different chapter. Ward of Sight's still down. They're not going to have the damage to drop Kong in a matter of seconds. So, sort of what you were talking about, trying to bait this Hellborn team into a poor position to maybe find and engage. A little bit of a risky play here, and yep, they're going to come in. They're going to do it. There you go. They're going to initiate straight onto Bubbles. That's going to be a kill. How's the rest of the fight going to continue? Glacius going to throw an ultimate and actually going to do a fair bit of damage. Behemoth going to head for the hills, and Tundra getting low here as well. Glacius not going to be able to finish him off. However, Draconis does come in, and that's going to be the end of Tundra, so it's going to be a 1 for 2 thus far. Magma's trying to channel the ulti. He's going to get canceled by a nice fissure. Forsaken Archer going to come in with the volley. It'll connect, and the fight will disengage. That's going to be a 2 for 2. It's a twofer. Not what OGSY was looking for. A good thought, using Kongor as bait, finding that initiation, but unfortunately not quite with the damage follow-up. To make it a clean sweep and push some racks.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I it's really obvious that they are using the Shiva to actually scout the position of the Hellborn team just now, and they are really they are only congoring just to distract their attention, and they really want the initiation, and well, they got it, and they managed to pick off Bubbles. Even that engaged Bubbles he did not even do a single thing, so that was a 4v5 engage, and they barely win it. So imagine that Bubbles was in the engage, and with the Hellflower and the curve field and the silence, it would be huge for the Hellborn team. So yeah.
Yeah, if you look at that damage breakdown, Bubbles is number 3 in the game, so he is a huge damage dealer for this Hellborn side. Not having him in that team fight is just game-changing. So you're absolutely right. It was a great initiation, but upcoming team fights when Bubbles is going to be there, they will be certainly a little bit more tricky. Trying to look around if there have been other items picked up. Looks like Moon Queen has now grabbed her Whispering Helm, has another 2,700 in the bank, and actually a portal key going to be picked up by Moon Queen. That is not an item choice we see too frequently on her. And likewise, we're going to see a Savage Mace now picked up on Draconis. I don't know, man. I think we're getting at that point where GuC held off the mid-game long enough. 43 minutes in. We're transitioning into that late game, and these two carries are starting to take over. They're both getting close to that 400 GPM mark. Although Forsaken Archer has been continuing to farm very nicely, it's just not going to be enough.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, one carry going against two carries, so it's definitely a disadvantage. But I would not say a total disadvantage, because they really had a lot of crowd control, and it's really advantage for them. So it depends how are they going to initiate on them, because like you said, who initiate first will have the upper hand. So yeah. Basically, it's the initiation game.
Exactly right, good sir. The initiation game is a good way to say it. And waiting for that initiation. Still waiting. And Kongor going to get knocked down a little bit. There is a DD rune on Forsaken Archer, and that will open up the timing for them to melt Kongor very quickly. If our Hellborn team wants to pose a defense, they need to do it now, because Kong is about to fall. Double damage, changing the state of this game. Maybe that's what OGSY needed to start turning things around. Now with the token in the inventory for Forsaken Archer, she's got about 3.5k. And we'll be able to pick up another item in the near future here. So I don't know that it's going to be enough, but it's something. And it's going to push him back into the right direction. It's just so hard to break into the base between being on the low ground and having access to the well, not much room to run. It's a difficult feat to break into the base when you have a team set up like this. There's the initiation. Bubble's going to go in with the kelp field, and it's looking like a massacre. Draconis and Moon Queen doing an absurd amount of damage. Forsaken Archer, the only one left alive. I don't even think you could commentate the spells used in that fight. It was just an absolute onslaught. A massacre, a rave of colors on my screen, man. If Forsaken Archer survives this, she'll be a lucky dog. And I think he may be able to.
I think he will be. Not. Glacius is here, but he had a Now Stone and a Token of Life, so he's dead. But he will be revived, so...
Yeah. Very well may fall again here, though, unfortunately. Down he goes. That's going to be the genocide. Very nicely done by Team GuC, and that's what it's all about. I think the carries have officially taken over, even if they don't win it here or cripple their opponents. Not much is stopping them from rinsing and repeating. Getting a genocide, killing Forsaken Archer twice. It was really a 6 for 5 right there. Beautiful execution. That's what Portal Key engaging is all about, man.
Yep. Exactly. So right now it looks really bad for the Legion team, even though Forsaken Archer is still sitting at high GPM, as high as 546. So, but the two carries are still really doing very well, and they already recovered to the game, and it's already the late game phase. So I doubt that Forsaken Archer will be able to out carry two carries, which is Moon Queen and Draconis, and we know that they are really, really scary when they are geared up.
Yeah, and the interesting thing about the item choices by these two teams is that both sides have so many portal keys, both sides with 3 portal keys actually, that it's sort of like the idea that we bring up so many times is if you get engaged on, that portal key is useless. So whichever team gets engaged on is at such a disadvantage, but it's a two-way street. Both teams suffer from that same affliction. So truthfully, that fight looked more one-sided than the numbers would have you believe, just because of all the lost gold in those portal keys. If the Legion team had gotten the engage, I think that fight would have been completely different. So initiation even more important in this game, I suppose you could say, than in other scenarios. And our Hellborn team, again, this is when things really get sticky for OGSY, because right now they're like, all right, we just lost the team fight. We're falling behind. We even had the token. We should have won that. What's your first reaction? Well, we need to end this game. But this Hellborn team, man, they know that they can draw us out. So they're just going to turtle up. They're not going to give them that opportunity to pick somebody off and then take a 4v5 to push the base. They're just going to turtle up, and they're going to engage fights the way they want to. They have that luxury because of the team that they set up. They are just living the dream at the moment. And just as I said, they're not going to give that opportunity up. Moon Queen going to move out a little bit far. And that will create an opportunity, but unfortunately not going to be capitalized on. Behemoth going to go in. And wow, there's the fissure. Moon Queen going to get the Moon Finale off. It's doing a hell of a lot of damage, and that's what I'm talking about. This Hellborn team going to engage on their terms. Magnus does get a beautiful ultimate off, but it's just not going to be enough here. It does secure a kill onto Glacius and eventually onto Bubbles, but the carries are still alive. Magnus the only one left alive, and that'll be a 4-for-2 exchange, of course, in favor of Team GuC over here on the Hellborn. Now 13k experience ahead, 5.5k gold.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So as you can see, Morax has actually had a Hell Flower and he did not even use it. So, well, it's really a waste. So I'm not really sure about how the engage go on, but I think Legion team got engaged on and the Hellborn team actually initiated. Is it? Am I right? I'm not pretty sure, but yeah. So, so as we can see, Draconis and Moon Queen is really pretty much out of control, and that's really funny where Moon Queen actually pick up a portal key that we don't really see that often.
Yeah. It's an interesting choice, but does give her a little bit of extra mobility. Here we're going to see 5k gold in the inventory of Moon Queen. I think she's just going to be able to right-click a Symbol of Rage here coming up momentarily, and that will sort of complete her transformation into the ultimate hard carry Draconis as well with 5k gold in the bank. So he's going to be able to pick up a new toy to play with pretty damn quick here.
Yep.
So it kind of feels like a matter of time at this point before GuC can kind of clinch a victory here. Bubbles just now picking up the Acolyte Staff. Looks like I would guess he's going to be moving towards a Sheep Stick. For additional crowd control, Behemoth now picking up the Storm Spirit. Always a good choice.
Yeah, definitely. So, well, with the Storm Spirit, he will be able to save his carry, and we can see that Bubbles is actually slowly transiting to his Ship Stick. So, once he gets his Ship Stick, it will definitely be huge for the Hellborn team, and they already, I mean, they are a team that lacks of CC compared to the Legion team, so definitely it will be able to help out some. And well, Tundra is almost finishing his Hellflower, so well, like what happened in the previous engage, if you don't use it, then it's really wasteful, and
if you don't
that's
use
why
it, you lose it.
Yeah, you need to do the initiation. Don't let your opponent initiate you. So, I mean, you had so many Hellflower and you had so many chain stun. So, just initiate your opponent and just rip them and tear them apart. Yeah.
Yep, that's about where we're at here. It feels really just like a matter of time before this Hellborn team pushes up for the win. Just a matter of catching that good engage, finding the right fight. I don't want to say it's totally over for the Legion side. They still have all their racks intact, but yeah, they're sort of on the defensive mode here. You see OGSY in a very defensive posture where they kind of want to turtle up, and as we've already mentioned many a time, that is just not going to help them so much in this game. Tundra has now picked up his Hellflower, and Meraxis on the same page as well, does have his Hellflower complete, so if they can get those Hellflowers off onto these Shrunken Head heroes before the Shrunken Head goes off, they may be able to make it happen, but no, Tundra going to get caught. And down he goes. Let the Moon Finale burn for that? No, he just goes down. So that's going to make this really difficult. Tundra has absolutely no gold for a buyback. It's going to be a 5v4 trying to defend the base. And that's going to be a first-class ticket for them to make this happen. There's that Moon Queen initiation. There's the power of the portal key. Get that Moon Finale off. So many beams coming out, and she's just going to keep them all in the well. And may even be able to pick up a kill onto Meraxis here. Nope, not going to be able to do it. But a lot of damage coming out to the base. Forsaken Archer going to come. There's the crippling volley, followed up by the piercing arrows to try and buy some time. But yeah, melee rack's going to fall. Behemoth going to go straight in. And just going to drop the ulti onto solo Forsaken Archer. He is going to barely be able to Storm Spirit himself to stay alive. He's going to be able to walk out with about 40 hit points or so. Forsaken Archer going to fall. There's the Genocide. Bottom lane of Rack's going to fall. I'm sure middle will fall shortly after here. And I think we're in GG territory here, man.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they dragged this game too long and they really did a lot of mistakes. So just now that engage was really a 4v5 game. So well, in Horn you really don't really want to do a lot of mistakes, and mistakes really cause you to lose the game. And
yeah. And that's pretty much what happened. I mean, it was pretty clear the Legion team had a window of opportunity. They needed to make it happen, and well, they didn't make it happen in time. This is kind of the timing we were talking about, and I think at the 25-minute mark or so, I said 30 minutes from now, these two hard carries are going to be out of control, and there's nothing Forsaken Archer is going to be able to do about it. GG well played's come out. The vote to concede passes, and that is it. So GuC going to be the ones moving on to the round of 8 here. So with that said, guys, I'm Zyori, with me was Min, and we do have plenty more Heroes of New Earth action coming your way. Looks like we're not going to be able to retrieve that match information after all, but sit tight, guys. More Han is coming.